You have your seatbelt on? No? So we don't wear seatbelts? What are we doing in this town? So you guys don't have a policy to wear seatbelts either?
Have a good day, sir. All right?
No, I'm following an IA.
Welcome to US, Dirty Cops. In today's episode, we're exploring the story of a man who faced off against corrupt cops and emerged victorious. Join us as we uncover how he outsmarted the wrong officers. Don't forget to like, share, and comment to show your support. If you like this video, press 1.
You have your seatbelt on? No? So we don't wear seatbelts? What are we doing in this town? So you guys don't have a policy to wear seatbelts either?
Have a good day, sir. All right?
No, I'm following an IA. So that officer right there doesn't have a seatbelt on. Sergeant. Excuse me, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. I heard you. Have a good day.
Video explains why auditors conduct audits and highlights ongoing efforts for police to understand and respect citizens' rights.
The Albert Bo Robinson Treatment Center, Community Education Center's facility in Trenton, New Jersey. And we currently have the Trenton Police Department pulling up. And, we do have a bunch of Constantine wire and stuff like that. Looks like we have this guy coming out, and he's got somebody in his truck there. It's more than likely he's transporting them somewhere. But this facility has a lot of Constantine wire, and I don't have any answers for you, so I'm just. Excuse you? I'm on public property right now.
Excuse me?
I'm on public property right now.
Correct, for your recording a question.
Is that illegal?
Can be. Harassment.
Recording's harassment?
Yes.
Recording's harassment?
Yes.
You can't turn a constitutionally protected activity into a crime.
Do you have ID on you, sir?
No, I haven't committed a crime.
Okay. Can I ask you what you're doing in front of the facility?
I'm taking pictures and video of matters of public interest.
What's that public interest?
That's all I'm going to say. Is that recording?
Sure is.
Excellent.
So,
Awesome.
well, we're going to ask you to move along.
No, I'm not leaving. I'm on public property. Get a sergeant out here. Or a lieutenant. You give me illegal directives to leave. You know I'm on public property. There's utilities here. This is a public sidewalk, correct? So Ramos versus Flowers. I'm allowed to record police departments. Glick versus Cuniff. I can record anything out in public. Did you tell Google to stop taking pictures of their facility when they flew their satellites over?
In Glick v. Canopy and Smith v. Cummings, key legal precedents were established affirming citizens' rights to record police activities in public spaces. The United States Court of Appeals for the First Circuit ruled that private citizens can record video and audio of police performing their duties in public without infringement, emphasizing First Amendment protections regarding the gathering of information on public officials' actions. The essential takeaway is that citizens retain the right to record in public spaces such as sidewalks, and this practice is protected under the law. The speaker suggests that ongoing incidents will persist until law enforcement comprehensively understand and respect these rights.
Or is it just me? So I'd like a sergeant out here.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get one for you.
Excellent. So officers, you do have violation of people parked on the sidewalk. Why don't you go give them some summonses?
That's out of our jurisdiction. That's Hamilton right there.
Okay, so...
Contact Hamilton Township, things like that.
Okay. So where does Trenton stop?
I believe this might actually be the end. Yeah.
So, because you have, if you guys look, you see these light poles that are sticking this way? Those are City of Trenton's. So the City of Trenton, that goes all the way up to their fence line, even Is this a public facility or private?
I believe this is a state facility.
I think this is state.
So he's telling me then it's private, which is
It might be private.
I'm not 100% positive.
right. I mean, you got Department of Corrections here, so
Right, that's why I'm thinking it is state.
right, right. Me too.
I don't think that's the county. DOC.
That's it's New Jersey Department of
Would you like to
Corrections.
speak with my sergeant, or should I just not even have him come out?
Oh, you're giving me directives to leave, or what? You can arrest
I
me?
was just trying to figure out what you're doing here.
Yeah, but you're telling me illegal directives, so I got a problem with that.
Okay, then you can speak. He's on his way.
All right, cool. So we're fine now,
You do know
right?
that it is posted no trespassing.
Yeah.
So you,
But if it's a state facility, I'm still allowed in there.
if they tell
It's
you,
just open to the public.
if they tell you,
It's posted.
That's not true.
it is true. If they tell you,
No, it's not.
if they tell
They
you
expect you
to
to
leave,
leave.
That's-
It's trespassing.
So if I go to the police department, you tell me to leave, and I stay there. If I'm not committing a crime, I'm allowed to stay there. That's the law. So as long if this is a public facility, even if they have no trespassing, it's still open to the public. Until I broke a law, I wouldn't be in violation of anything.
if there's no trespassing posted,
The gate's open. It's not a secure place. I'm not going on the property, but if I find out it's a public entity, I will go in there.
okay.
And then if you guys do anything, I'll just see you guys again. That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you give me illegal directives to leave.
I just asked you to. I didn't demand you leave. I asked you.
No, you're like, move along.
It's like the wrong. Yes.
Right, under color of law.
That's a request. That wasn't a demand.
Under color of law, you told me to move along.
That wasn't a direct order. That was a request.
Well, it's an unlawful order if it was. But you did it under color of law, correct? Your name and badge number?
There you go. You want to record it with your phone?
No, why don't you just say it? Because I know that's your policy.
There it is, right there.
Say it. Say it. Name and badge number. Name and badge number, officer. All right. Name and badge number.
Officer Roller, 6635.
See how hard that is?
How are you, sir?
I'm looking for a piece of cake.
How you doing, Sergeant? Name and badge number?
Welcome to Billy, Crown Police.
Do you have a badge number or no?
92.
92. Okay. So this officer here refused to identify himself verbally, so I'd like to file an IA on him. And he also told me to move along. Under color of law, it seems like that's a legal thing that he's telling me to do, and obviously I'm on public sidewalk, and it's not illegal to be on a public sidewalk recording. So I'd like to file an IA on that gentleman there for those two incidents.
What are you out here for?
Recording matters of public interest. Correct.
This is a correctional facility, and they called because you were out.
Yeah, that's fine, but that still doesn't negate what he just did.
What did he do?
He told me to move along under color of law of a public sidewalk with, to me, the threat of arrest, even though he didn't say that. And then he refused to identify himself because he told me to move
Right
along.
on his thing.
I let him record my name.
That's not what your policy is. Your policy says you're supposed to identify yourself, not just by pointing at your titty and saying, here it is. You don't say that to a judge, right? Hey, judge, look at... And just... You still can't say his name and badge number. You did, he did, no problem. You know, ego's got to go.
Okay. So you like the pilot complaint?
I'm doing it right now. Listen, state law is any officer anytime could take any complaint. I'm filing a complaint with you
Okay, do you have
right
your ID?
now. I don't need ID. I can do it anonymous. I can give you my email address.
Okay. Piece of paper? Would you like his email address? Please, that's what he'd like to provide.
So it's S 04 at hotmail.com. So exactly where is their property line at?
I'm actually trying to figure that
I
out.
don't have it mapped out. I'm
Yeah,
not
we'd have to go down to the city and get the lot.
And is there a way for you to find out if that's public property or not? If that's a public facility? Because if you see the light poles over there next to that white truck.
The way to do that would be to get the tax records.
Well, that light pole is facing inside here. Why would the city of Trenton be lighting up their parking lot unless it's a public property? Right? I mean, does that make sense?
You'd have to ask the city that.
Well, I'll just look at the GIS survey.
Yeah, that's obviously we don't have access to that right here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anybody in the facility.
And this guy's demanding my ID and stuff like that. He's not a cop. Even you guys can't get my ID. I haven't broken the law.
The gentleman in there?
Yeah, the gentleman with the blue shirt on. I mean, I haven't broken the law. You guys know that.
He's like, over here, I don't said you did.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I totally agree with it. I mean, but telling me to move along.
I just asked you.
Yeah, but under color law, you're like, yeah, you need to move. I mean, you guys can see, there's no parking on the street yet, but yet these guys are on the sidewalk. Can I get your name and badge number? Your name and badge number? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You have your seatbelt on? No? So we don't wear seatbelts? What are we doing in this town? So you guys don't have a policy to wear seatbelts either?
Have a good day, sir. All right?
No, I'm following an IA. So that officer right there doesn't have a seatbelt on. Sergeant. Excuse me, Sergeant.
Yes, sir, I heard you. Have a good day. I heard you.
All right, no problem. I'll do an IA on you. You just want to walk away? You got your officers here with no seatbelts on? You got officers here with no seatbelts on.
Have a good day.
So your policy is not to have seatbelts on? Huh? Hello? Hello? Yeah, just keep going, dude. How'd that work out for you? Yeah, there you go, seatbelt. Perfect.
Group of police officers initially behaving reasonably, but later revealing a more authoritarian attitude, particularly the sergeant, who became defensive when his officer's behavior was questioned. The message emphasizes the importance of knowing your rights when dealing with law enforcement who may not respect them. It encourages people to educate themselves to protect their rights and confront authoritarian behavior effectively.
So Juvenile Hall wanted to know why you're videotaping their building.
Just gathering content for a little story I'm working on.
Okay. Is that for like school or something?
I have a blog and such.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
I prefer not to identify.
Okay, I'd like to see it. You're required by law to give me your ID.
Actually, unless I've been suspected of committing a crime, I'm not required to.
You're filming a government building.
From a public sidewalk.
Right, that's
which is
fine.
perfectly legal.
Right. I have the right to detain you, okay? And you're required to identify yourself.
In Santa Maria, California, there's a scenario involving officers from the local police department, including a supervisor and a sergeant who are apparently unaware of certain legal principles. The video, although dated, aims to educate viewers on their rights during police stops, particularly when officers claim they were called to the scene by someone. The narrator suggests that while police can stop individuals based on such calls, there are legal limits to this authority. The focus is on the initial responding male officer who seems to recognize that the person being stopped should not be detained. The video serves to highlight these legal nuances and educate the public on their rights in similar situations.
All right, Nasty Nathaniel out here in Santa Maria, California. And right now I'm going to be conducting a First Amendment audit of the Susan J. Gianfrido Juvenile Justice Center, which houses the Santa Maria Juvenile Hall and the Santa Barbara County Juvenile Courts. So right now we're going to see if the County of Santa Barbara respects and honors the First Amendment to the Constitution, which is the right to film and take photographs in public view. Hi!
Hey, I just called 911. I thought it was kind of unusual that you're taking photographs of now you're taking photographs of me, I take it. Okay. Why are you taking photographs of a facility that's a lockdown facility?
Well, I don't see how that's any of your concern, sir.
See, it's any of my business? Okay, well, let 911 talk to you then.
Okay, well, I'm on a public sidewalk. They're more than happy. Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Great, thank you.
So Juvenile Hall wanted to know why you're videotaping their building.
Just gathering content for a little story I'm working on.
Okay. Is that for like school or something?
Just I have a blog and such.
Okay. Do you have ID on you?
I prefer not to identify.
Okay, I'd like to see it. You're required by law to give me your ID.
Actually, unless I've been suspected of committing a crime, I'm not required to.
You're filming a government building.
From a public sidewalk.
Right, that's
which is
fine.
perfectly legal.
Right. I have the right to detain you, okay? And you're required to identify yourself.
Well,
You're not being charged with anything?
I understand that. I understand that, officer, but I do understand California law. Unless you have reasonable suspicion that I've actually committed a crime,
Okay.
filming a government building from a public sidewalk, which is protected by the First Amendment, is not a crime.
No, but I have the right to detain you to figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
You're dressed in all BDUs, you got a video camera, 2 video cameras, okay?
Okay.
And Juvenile Hall is concerned. Okay, if no crime is committed, then no big deal, okay? But I do have the right to identify you. You are required to give me your ID.
No, I'm not. Unless you have reasonable suspicion that I've actually committed a crime, I'm not required to identify myself.
Yes,
No, I'm
you're
not.
being detained.
Okay, officer, what am I being detained for?
For suspicion of why you're dressed and acting all weird in front of Juvenile Hall.
Well, suspicion is not a crime.
Right, it's not probable cause. It's reasonable suspicion to detain you to investigate what's going on.
Okay, and I just told you what's going on. Well, officer, at this point, I'd like to speak to a supervisor, so I would ask that you call a sergeant out here.
Absolutely.
How you doing, dude?
Hi, how you doing, sir?
Good. What's going on today?
Just gathering content for a little story.
For what?
Just gathering content, like B-roll, for a little story I'm doing.
Cool. What's the story on?
It's just for a blog I write.
What's the blog about?
I'd rather not say it this time, because it's not published yet, so, just getting some B-roll.
Whatever.
Okay.
Hey, but you understand why we came out here?
I understand.
Okay. So, you think it's a little weird that you're out here filming Juvenile Hall?
Okay. Well, I've been on the public sidewalk the whole time.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
haven't gone
Not
on
saying-
any
not saying
restricted
anything
areas.
wrong with that,
Okay.
but we just want to make sure that you're not coming out here trying to snoop around and do something, because people tend to do reconnaissance, you know?
Yeah.
You want to talk to the sergeant, I take it?
Yeah, because like the other officer, she asked for my ID. I respectfully declined because, I know what my rights are. Unless there's reasonable suspicion that a crime has actually been committed, I'm not required to identify myself. So the other officer here is suggesting that she has the right to ID me. I'm saying no. So at this point, I think it would be best to have a supervisor come out and we can clarify all this.
That's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. Make it easy that way.
So just to clarify, I am being legally detained. I'm not free to leave.
As far as I know, you haven't done anything criminal. As far as I know, you haven't done anything criminal. We just asked who you were.
Okay. Well, the other officer here said that I was being detained. So.
I think it's suspicious that you're out here filming a Juvenile Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, I was detaining you to find out who you are.
Oh, so I am being detained.
I am detaining you.
I'm not free to leave then. Okay. All right.
I'm not accusing you of any crime or anything. I'm just trying to figure out why you're out here.
Okay. And like I said, I understand that. You got to call for service. You have to come out and investigate. I explained to you what I was doing. But, and you've even admitted that I'm not doing anything wrong. There's no crime being committed. Then I really don't understand why I'm being detained then.
Circumstances under which police can stop someone based on a phone call. They explain that if a credible victim identifies someone as a suspect, there's reasonable suspicion to stop them. However, if the information comes from an anonymous tip, the police must corroborate it before taking action. The case Alabama v. White establishes that while an anonymous tip alone isn't sufficient, further investigation can justify a stop. Despite the officer's disclaimer that they don't believe a crime has been committed, the detainment seems unjustified without sufficient corroborating evidence.
Sergeant Lara, Santa Maria Police Department. Today's date is 1/23 of 2017. The time is 16:13 hours. Are you getting that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I want it stamped too, okay?
Okay.
How can we help you?
Nothing. I just, your officers made contact with me. I explained to them I'm
Okay.
gathering content for a little story I'm doing.
Alrighty.
And one of your officers, she wanted to see my ID. I told her I'd prefer not to. And
Actually, we do have the right to ask you for your ID because they call us here. It is a juvenile hall facility here, so we do have every authority. Okay, so if you're doing a story, yes, we do have that right, sir.
Okay, and I explained to your officer that unless I understand California law, I've been through this before.
Okay.
Unless you have reasonable suspicion that
We do have reasonable suspicions
that I've actually committed a crime.
No.
Hear me out, okay?
Okay.
Listen to her.
So we have people that do reconnaissance on police, on our juvenile hall facilities, jail facilities, people that
Right,
gather
okay.
information, take video surveillance, try to identify us, identify our vehicles, and do all that kind of stuff for malicious purposes, okay? And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing out here. You're saying that you're doing this for a blog or whatever. So we're detaining you to figure out whether or not you're doing this for malicious purposes or completely innocent purposes. And if it's for completely innocent purposes, that's totally fine. But we do have the right to identify you, okay? And if we ID you and everything's good to go, then you're fine.
And I have a right to decline because I know the law. I know my right. I'm not trying to be confrontational or anything. But unless you have reasonable suspicion that I've actually committed a crime, I'm not required
So listen to the officer there.
to identify myself.
So the way a detention works, right? We don't have probable cause at this point. The reason we detain people is to investigate something to see whether or not a crime has been committed. So when we detain somebody, at that point we do not know whether or not a crime has been committed or not yet. So when we detain somebody, at that point we do not know whether or not a crime has been committed or not yet. Okay? It's during the detention we do our investigation to identify that person and find out why they're there doing what they're doing. And if no crime has been committed, there's no probable cause, and that person is free to go. But during a detention, that's when we do our investigation. At that point, the person is required to identify themselves by law. No crime has been committed that I can tell at this point. You're right. That's correct.
Okay.
But we still have the right to detain you and to identify you. Okay?
Okay, but what probable cause is there to suspect that I have committed a crime? I'm filming from a public
Sir, if there was
sidewalk.
probable cause, you would be in handcuffs already.
Right.
That's what she's trying to explain to you.
Okay.
It's
But we do
detention.
have, exactly, a detention just to investigate. And we didn't come out here on our own. They contacted us.
Yeah, you got to call for service. I understand
So,
that.
and if you know the law and everything, you know that part too, okay? And bottom line is, the officer's right, and we do have a job to do, obviously. Taxpayers pay us to do a job, and this is part of the job,
Okay.
okay? So all she's asking for identification to know who we're talking to. She's not asking for too much,
Okay.
okay?
And I'm respectfully declining.
Okay, well, we do need an ID, sir.
Okay, well, I'm not going to provide identification. Like I said, I've been through this before. You know, I've been through similar situations.
This way, start our camera too, so that way, I mean, everything's recorded. Okay.
Okay.
Sir? So, and what was the call? Yes, please. All right, this is what's going to happen.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we're going to stand around till you take care of your business. Okay, and then whatever you need for your blog, do the filming here from here, and obviously that's private property over there.
Okay.
And then then leave when you're ready. Okay, but we're going to stand around here to make sure that the facility is safe.
Okay, that's
Because
perfectly
there are
fine.
kids in here, and that's our main concern here, kids. Okay, so we don't know what you're doing here, and we don't feel comfortable just leaving you here. So we are going to stick around, and then when you're ready to when you're done, then you can leave.
Actually, I'm already ready.
Well, then we can get
Yeah.
going then. Okay.
Okay.
And everything will be documented. We're writing a report, and everything, all the
Okay.
pictures and everything. So we have our own little information too. Okay.
Okay.
And again, we're doing all this for the safety of the children in there.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Alright.
Okay. So,
Okay.
to you now.
Alright, thank you.
Alrighty.
Have a good day.
one.
Audits conducted on police behavior captured in videos. The purpose of these audits is questioned with skepticism about their effectiveness in educating police or influencing their conduct. The view presented suggests that while some police may learn from these videos and interactions with auditors, many continue to disregard legal boundaries. The advice given emphasizes the importance of knowing one's rights to assert them confidently when encountering police who ignore these rights. The overarching concern is that without exercising and defending rights, they may erode over time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment below to let us know your thoughts. Join us as we uncover how one man outsmarted dirty cops and came out victorious. Subscribe to US Dirty Cops for more thrilling stories like this.